Hi, I'm Ellie. I'm from Melbourne, Australia. I play driving centre forward, number 2.
So you were already enrolled in college. Why did you decide to switch and come to the United States for school?
Water polo in Australia was getting quite small and there wasn't really many opportunities for me past junior water polo, and I saw an opportunity to come over here from my teammates who came from America, so it was also a good opportunity for school as well because it was getting very repetitive, whereas this is just a great change and something different and not many people do in Australia.
You first stepped off the plane in January, and when we were headed to Ann Arbor in like -9-degree weather. What were your first thoughts coming off the plane?
Honestly, I wanted to go home. It was 110 degrees Fahrenheit here in Melbourne, so it was really hard, and I thought I had prepared for the weather and dressed appropriately, but none of my clothes were quite right for this weather, but luckily all my teammates gave me their leftover clothes, so it was really good.
How have you been handling the cold so far?
In the mornings, it's the trickiest part, walking to training from the dorms. It's hell. I'm not going to lie. I hate waking up in the mornings just for that 15 minutes. But other than that, during the day, it's fine. Now the sun's coming out, so it's really good.
What's been the biggest transition coming from Australia to the United States? Like the biggest cultural difference that you've noticed?
I think the culture is really different based around sport. In Australia, everyone really only goes to see professional sport, and there's a college sport, but it's only for 1 week during the year, and no one really attends apart from friends and family, whereas here everyone attends and the spirit is so much greater. Like last weekend, 2 weekends ago, when we had our home tournament, it was really great. In the red alert, I honestly felt famous. Sounds ridiculous, but I did, and it was so exciting. And to get in, that's just been a shock to me, just the culture and the spirit at IU.
As far as like the level of competition, what's that been like playing in college?
It's similar. It's harder than the club water polo in Australia, but not as hard as National League. So I think it's more where I am at in my water polo career, so it's really a good competition and I'm learning a lot from the girls, but it's also, we haven't played the really strong teams yet, so maybe it will get a lot harder.
I know there's like several stylistic differences in how you play water polo from like one country to the next. What's been different about playing the American style water polo for you?
I think, well, it's quite similar. There's not really any big differences, but I think there's differences between clubs. So my club was less of a driving team and more of a pass it into centre forward. And although IU does pass it into centre forward, Barry places a lot more emphasis on getting counter-attacks and goals from drives, whereas that's not really seen in Australia. So whereas sometimes I want to watch if the goal goes in before I counter-attack, that's a no-go here.
What's been your favorite thing about IU so far?
My favourite thing is probably, again, the culture of sport and living in the dorms and not having my parents tell me that I have to stay at home.